this yoga class on the virtual Zoom schedule for the foreseeable future. There's no reason why we can't come together virtually for a little Om yoga at home. So we're going to keep doing it. Even though we're getting into quote unquote summertime, let's just do it anyway, right? So if I have people looking at me, I'll continue to teach the yoga. So good news moving forward. Thumbs up all around. Fantastic. Good. Okay. So let's start in a seat. A few more people logging on here, so we'll take a second to get ourselves set up. So your seated position can look however you want it to look. You can bring the bottoms of your feet together, take your knees out to the side. You can have your legs loosely crossed. You can sit up on something if you would like to. Whatever is most comfortable for you. You can find yourself in a half lotus, something fancy. It's all good. Whatever is most comfortable for you right here. And then as we begin to find our seat, make sure that you root down through both of your sit bones, the boniest part of your butt. And then from that position, extending a nice, long, dignified spine from the root all the way up to the top of your head. Beautiful. Good. Shoulder blades relaxed back and down. And then you can have your hands in your lap, on your thighs, on your knees, whatever feels best. If you'd like to take a second here to gently begin to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that as well. And we're just going to settle ourselves together in here, just becoming aware of our breath. There's no need to change the breath just yet. Just dialing ourselves inward a little bit, bringing the focus inward, noticing our breathing. Any movements you'd like to make here, shoulder rolls or neck rolls, please feel free to do that. We'll come back to stillness in just a few minutes here. So we'll take our time. So I'm going to make my way to my mat here. And let's bring ourselves back to stillness here. Again, shoulder blades are on the back, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Eyes open or closed, whatever feels best for you. We're going to come into the breath here. So let's take a slightly deeper inhale. And a little longer exhale. We'll continue like that for a few more rounds, everybody. So inhale a little deeper each time. Exhale a little longer each time to release a little bit more. Finding full breaths all the way in. And all the way out. Let's do 5 more, just like that. Big breaths in. And big breaths out. Two more big breaths. One more, find a big inhale. And a big exhale. And then if your eyes are closed, you can gently begin to blink your eyes open. We're going to inhale those arms overhead, palms pressed together. Take a moment here, even if it takes a few extra breaths. Allow your shoulder blades to settle down and onto the back. So this is going to plug the upper arm bone into the shoulder socket here. And then palms pressed together. Take another full breath in here. Keep those palms together. Exhale, take a gentle side bend, whichever side you'd like to start with. Find that breath again. Inhales. And exhales. We'll inhale our way back to center, and then we'll exhale our way to the other side bend. Full inhales here. And exhales. Let's inhale our way back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take another big breath in. And then we'll take a gentle twist this time to that first side. Hand behind you can come down onto the mat, or you can place it on your lower back. Hand in the front can come to the thigh. Chest stays up nice and tall. Find an inhale here. And an exhale. And then we're going to inhale our way back to center. Exhaling our way to the other side. Hand behind you can find the mat or your lower back. Hand in the front can be on the thigh. Full breath in. And a breath out. Inhale again. And exhale. We'll inhale our way back to center, those palms pressed together overhead. Perhaps we gaze up. And then we're going to exhale to cactus arms, bending at the elbows here. So a little external rotation presses the back of the hands towards the wall behind you. Gentle, but opening up the front side of those shoulders. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Little dynamic movement here with those arms. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to cactus. Twice more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Once more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Pause here. Take a full breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll inhale those arms up overhead again. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll gently move our way to a tabletop position here. So from this posture, your hands will come in front of you. I gotta remove my block here. I'm gonna shift to my side so you can see here. Wrists directly underneath shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. You can tuck your toes under or untuck your toes, whichever one feels better for you. And then make sure those shoulders stay stacked over those wrists here. We'll inhale to drop the belly, broaden the chest, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale as we push the mat away, dome the upper back. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts, the tailbone lifts. Exhaling to push the mat away. Once more, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. Coming back to our neutral tabletop position here. We're going to set our knees about 5 inches behind our hips and then reset your shoulders to the over top of your wrists here. So we're kind of in a long table. And then from here, we're going to move into puppy pose. So you'll send your hips back, long through the arms, trying to keep those hips off those heels for right now. Take a full breath in. And a breath out. And then we'll move dynamically here. Inhale back to our long table. Get your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale back to puppy pose. Inhale, shoulders over wrists, long table. Exhaling back to puppy pose. Once more, inhale, long table, shoulders over wrists. And then we'll exhale to puppy pose. Inhaling to our long table, tuck your toes under if they are not already. And then this time on our exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. So making any movements you need to here. You can pedal your feet. You can wiggle your hips. Root down firmly through both hands here. We'll take a few moments of movement here first. And then let's make our way to stillness in our downward facing dog. Root down through both of those hands. Maybe your heels are on the ground, maybe they're not. It's all good either way. Take a full breath in. And a big breath out. And then we're going to send those hips a little bit higher. Take little baby steps of your feet towards your hands, finding a forward fold at the top of the mat. We'll bring the hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way down. Let's do it again. Hands to shins. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale to fold down. And then once more, hands to shins, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold all the way down. Let's root down through both of those feet, bringing it all the way up to standing. Palms pressed together overhead. Once you arrive, maybe gaze up. And then hands draw to heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Root down through both of those feet. We're going to move with that cactus pattern that we did earlier. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, cactus those arms. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus those arms. Once more, inhale, reach up. Exhale to cactus. Pause here. Really broaden that chest, everybody. Perhaps even looking up this time. And then we'll find an inhale to reach. And then we'll exhale, fold forward all the way down. Hands coming to shins, lifting up halfway, flat back. And then as we exhale, plant those hands, step back to a high plank. Pausing here for alignment. Shoulders over wrists. Zip up your entire core, engage your inner thighs. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full breath here. And a breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, pause here. Square those hips as much as you can. And then you can come up onto the tippy toes of that left foot to give yourself space to move here. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, we'll step that right foot forward. That back knee is going to drop down. We're going to find a low leg lunge to get started here. Beautiful. So the right knee stacks on top of the right ankle. Make sure that the back knee is behind your back hip here to get a nice hip flexor stretch. And then square those hips as much as you can. Chest up, shoulders down. Full breath in. And a big breath out. Inhaling here. And then we'll exhale the left hand down, right fingers to the sky. Take a gentle twist. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that right arm down, frame your front foot, lift your back knee off the ground, and then we're going to step forward to find a forward fold at the top of the mat. Feet any distance that feels good for you. Hands come to shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, let's come all the way up to standing. Palms pressed together overhead, maybe gaze up. And then we're going to take it right back down. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to shins. Inhale, lifting up halfway. And then we'll exhale, plant those hands. Take it back to the high plank. Pause here. Check in. Shoulders over wrists. Zip up your entire core. Take an inhale. Hips to sky on the exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale the left leg towards the ceiling. Pause here. Square off those hips. Flex your foot. And then we'll come up onto the tippy toes of that right foot here to give ourselves space. Take a full breath in. As we exhale, we'll step it forward, dropping that back knee down, finding our low leg lunge on this side. So again, stack your front knee, hips as square as we can, finding a nice stretch in that back hip flexor. Taking a full inhale and a full exhale. We're going to inhale the right hand down, left fingers to the sky, taking our gentle twist here. Beautiful. Big breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. And then we'll bring that left hand down, frame your front foot, lift your back knee, and then we'll step forward again, forward fold. at the top of the mat. Hands to shins, coming up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up. Palms pressed together overhead, maybe gaze up, maybe a little back bend. And then we'll exhale, swan diving forward, all the way back down. Hands come to shins, come on up halfway. And then we'll plant those hands, root down firmly, find our high plank. Take a full breath in. Exhaling, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Big breath here. And a breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. We've been here before. Here's the change. We're gonna bend the right knee and open up the right hip. So you're stacking right hip on top of left. Try to square your shoulders, which is probably the hardest part. Using the strength of your outer left butt cheek to lift that leg. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale that leg long, square your hips. Exhale, right foot steps forward, back knee stays lifted, finding crescent lunge on this side. Perfect. Good. Right toes are pointing forward, stacking right knee on top of left. Excuse me, right knee on top of right ankle. Shoulder blades are on the back, fingers reach up. Take a full inhale here. And a full exhale. Stay strong in that lunge, everybody. Take another inhale. We're gonna exhale to cactus the arms like we did earlier, bending at the elbows. Good, stay in your lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to cactus those arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, bending at those elbows. Once more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus those arms, stay here. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, frame that front foot, and then we're gonna send that right knee straight to get into that right hamstring. So try to keep your hips as square as you can. You might be on your fingertips, that's okay. If you cannot reach the floor, you can bring your hands to your front shin. That's okay too. Hips as square as we can. Send all that breath into that right hamstring here. Finding a full inhale. And a full exhale. Let's take one more breath, everybody. Big inhale here. And exhale. And then we'll carefully bend that right knee. Frame your front foot. Plant those hands firmly. Step back to your high plank. Zip up that entire abdominal wall. Take an inhale. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Full breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Square hips to start. And then we'll bend the left knee and we'll open that hip. Stacking left hip on top of right. Using the strength of your outer left hip to lift that leg. Square shoulders as much as we can. And then we'll inhale that leg long and straight back, square your hips. Exhale to step it forward, crescent lunge on this side. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle, left toes point forward. Shoulder blades are on the back. Beautiful. Take a full inhale. And a full exhale. Take another breath in. Stay strong in those legs, everybody. We'll exhale, cactusing those arms, bending at the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend those elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend those elbows. Pause here. Press the backs of the hands towards the wall behind you. Open that chest. One more breath here. And then we'll inhale to reach. Exhale, frame that front foot. And then we'll straighten that left knee, coming into the hamstring stretch on this side. You might be on fingertips, you might be on flat hands, whatever you can do here. You might need to bring your hands to your shin, that's okay too. Trying to get those hips square if we can. Sending all that breath now into that left hamstring. Big breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale, everybody, stay here. Stay here for your exhale. And then we're gonna gently bend into that left knee. Curl those hands forward. Listen for the change. We're gonna step our right foot forward to meet our left. Forward fold. Check out those hamstrings, my friends. You can grab opposite elbows here. You can grab your big toes. Let's find a nice forward fold here for a few breaths. Stacking hip, knee, and ankle joints. Let your head hang heavy. Let's take one more breath, everybody. Full inhale. And a full exhale. And then unhook your hands. Bring your hands to your shins. We're gonna lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale to plant those hands. Step back to your high plank. Listen for the change again. Take a full breath in. We're gonna exhale to the belly all the way down, everybody. Untuck your toes. Keep a little bend in your elbows. Gentle press up, baby cobra. Shoulders are on the back. Feet are down still. Elbows stay bent. Big breath in. And then we'll send our hips to the sky, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Good, let's come forward into a high plank. So we're on the balls of our feet here. Shoulders are over those wrists. Spread your fingers really wide. We're gonna tap into that core a little bit. So we're gonna bend the knees to a hover right above the floor. Shoulders are gonna stay over those wrists here. Take an inhale, and then exhale, straighten those knees so we find a plank. Here we go. Inhale, hover those knees. Exhale to a plank. Twice more. Inhale, drop the knees to a hover. Exhale to our plank. Once more, knees hover. Inhale. Exhale to the plank. Stay here. Take a big breath in. Hips to sky, downward facing dog. Exhale. Full breath in. And our breath out. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, square hips. And then we'll exhale to step it forward, crescent lunge. We have been here before, my friends. So find our alignment before we go anywhere. Square hips, right knee stacks. Take an inhale. And then we're gonna exhale, open ourselves up to warrior 2. Good, so don't let that right knee collapse inward. We wanna keep it stacked. Pressing firmly through the outer blade of our left foot. Shoulders are over those hips. Sink into this right thigh, everybody. And then those arms reach forward and backward. We're gazing over the middle finger of the right hand. Stay here. Full breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale. And an exhale. Let's flip the right palm. Reach the right hand towards the wall behind us. Reverse. Beautiful. Stay strong in that right thigh, everybody. Take an inhale. And an exhale. And then we'll inhale back to warrior 2. And then we'll exhale that forearm to that thigh, left fingers to the sky. So make sure you have space between your rib cage and your thigh on that right side. So don't collapse in. We want to press up and away. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other here. So fingers are reaching up, shoulders in alignment. Stay in that thigh. And then if you'd like to, this is a great posture to stay in. If you want to open up your left shoulder, you'll tuck your left hand behind your lower back, coming into a half bind. Palm faces away from you. Trying to open up the chest and the shoulder. Ooh. Find that breath again, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that arm back up on an inhale. And then exhale, both hands down, pivot those feet to the left side of your mat. We'll find a wide-legged forward fold, round one. So hands under the face. Toes are in slightly from those heels. Hip, knee, ankle are all stacked. And then you can stay exactly here. If you want to hang a little deeper, you can come down to your forearms or you can grab your feet. We'll do two versions of this. So find what feels good here and find your breath. Let's take one more breath, everybody. Full inhale and a full exhale. And then bring those hands under that face again. Press up halfway, flat back. Inhale. As we exhale, we'll pivot to frame that right foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. There's no rush. And you can pedal out those feet a little bit if you'd like to. Finding a full inhale and a full exhale. We'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. And then we'll exhale to step it forward. Crescent lunge on this side. Take your time getting there. Hips are square. Left knee stacks. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open to warrior two. So keep that left knee stacked on top of that left ankle. Outer blade of the right foot presses firmly. Shoulders are over those hips. Both arms reach. Nice and strong in that left thigh here, everybody. Full breath in. And a breath out. We'll flip the left palm this time. Reach that left hand back. Reversing our warrior. Stay strong in that left thigh. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh, right fingers to the sky. Lots of space between that rib cage and that thigh here, everybody. Press your forearm into the thigh. Shoulders are stacked. And then you can stay here if you'd like to, or you can tuck your right hand behind your lower back, coming into a half bind. Palm faces away. Nice shoulder opener here, everybody. Full breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we'll inhale that arm back up. And then as we exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. We'll pivot to the right side of the mat this time. Wide-legged forward fold. Toes in slightly. Heels out. And then again, you can come to forearms, you can grab your feet, you can reach behind you. If you want to bring the crown of your head onto the floor, you can do that too. Let's take 3 big breaths. And then we'll draw those hands underneath that face, flat back, halfway lift. And then as we exhale, we'll frame that front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet a little bit if you'd like to. And then we're gonna inhale our knees to the mat. Exhale, hips all the way to heels. Child's pose here. Take a moment. Find your breath. We'll take 5 more breaths here, everybody. And then we'll make our way gently through a tabletop position. Setting your knees to be underneath your hips here just to get our alignment set up. Shoulders over those wrists. Take a big inhale as we tuck our toes. And then exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a big breath out. One more time, take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it forward. Come to your fingertips here, everybody. We're gonna come into that hamstring stretch again, and then we're gonna change it up. So start to straighten your right knee. We've been here before. Try to square your hips, flat palms or fingertips or hands on shins, whatever it is that you need here. This time, if you'd like to float your toes up off the ground, you can, but try to root down through the 4 corners of your foot. Full breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale. And another exhale. And then we're gonna gently bend that right knee. Step your left foot about halfway forward. So we're just closing off the distance between our feet. We've got space left to right between our feet as well, so we're not on a tightrope. And then our back foot, our left toes are gonna point out slightly. Your front right toes point straight forward. Fingertips or flat palms. This is pyramid pose. Working to square those hips as much as we can as well. If we can't quite get to our hands to the floor, you can have your hands on your shin. That's totally okay, depending on your hamstrings today. Find your breath. Let's take one more breath, everybody. And then we're going to carefully bring our way up to standing. So bring your hands to your hips, flat back first, root down through those feet as we carefully bring that torso up. Good, we're going to keep our leg position. We're going to turn this into a revolved pyramid. So if you want to watch it first, you can. I'm going to keep my right hand on my hip. My left arm goes to the sky. As I take an inhale, my chest opens up. As I exhale, flat back forward. And then that left hand is going to slice the outside of my right foot. This is a big ham and hip opener here. So hand can come to your foot, can come to the outside of the foot. You can go fingertips or flat palm. That's a big one. And then if this feels great and you want to go bigger, you can start to rotate towards the right, taking right arm up towards the sky. This is a big one, everybody. Find your breath. One more, inhale. Exhale. Square off to center. Right hand comes down. Frame that front foot. We're going to step our left foot all the way forward to meet the right. Forward fold. Bend those knees as much as you need to. Woo, hamstrings, love it. Head hangs heavy. Take a full inhale. And an exhale. Hands come to shins, lifting up halfway. Inhale it. And then we'll exhale, plant those hands, step back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Exhale to step it forward, crescent lunge here. We come up to fingertips. Check our alignment. All 10 toes are pointing forward here. Lots of space between those feet. And then we're gonna start to straighten that left knee again, coming into our hamstring stretch on this side. Just take notice of how this one feels. Maybe float your toes up, maybe not, that's up to you. Let's find one more breath here. Good, and then we'll gently bend into that left knee, stepping our right foot halfway forward, coming into pyramid pose on this side. So our back right foot, toes are out slightly. We're not on a tightrope, so we've got space left to right between those feet. And again, hands can be on the floor. If you need to bring your hands to your shin, don't be shy, that's okay too. Finding our inhales and our exhales. Take another breath in. And a breath out. And then we're gonna bring our hands to our hips, slowly bringing that torso up, rooting down through both feet. We find our standing posture. Woo. All right, so we're headed for our revolved pyramid on this side. So our legs are gonna stay. Left hand stays on hip here. Right arm comes all the way up. We'll take a breath in, open up that chest. And then as we exhale, flat back as we come forward. And then once we come halfway down, that right hand is gonna slice the outside of that left foot. This side might feel a little different from the other side. That's okay. Find your edge on this side, right? It doesn't matter if it's not identical. And then this is a great place to stay. If you wanna stay here, you can. If you wanna go bigger, you can start to rotate your chest to the left, bringing the left hand up. Find your breath. Take one more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that left hand down, carefully stepping that right foot all the way forward. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Beautiful. Maybe a little bend in those knees. Check out those hamstrings. Head hangs heavy. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. And then we're gonna heel toe those feet out to the width of the mat. Toes are out slightly from those heels. We're gonna drop those hips down into Malasana. I know at least one of you out there loves this pose, Leah Bear. Chest is up, palms can come together at the center. If you find that your heels are coming up off the ground, you can lift your hips up a little bit and widen your knees and step your feet out to get those heels down. 3 breaths here. Two more. One more breath, everybody. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Good, keep your feet wide. Press your hands down, lift your hips up. Woo! See how everything feels. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll heel toe those feet in together. Bring your hands to your shins, lift up halfway. Inhale it. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Take a big breath in. We're gonna exhale to the belly, everybody, all the way down. Good, untuck your toes. We're gonna take those arms behind us this time. Press your fingertips into the floor, press your feet into the floor, press your pelvis into the floor. And then either your forehead or your chin start out on the mat. And then we're gonna gently lift face, shoulders, and part of the chest up. As you lift your upper body, your pelvis gets heavier. If that feels okay, you can float your hands, bring your shoulder blades together. And then the final touch, if that feels okay, you can lift your feet. Take 2 breaths here. Take 1 more breath, everybody. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hands under shoulders, pressing back into a tabletop. And as we exhale, we'll find a child's pose. 3 breaths here. And then let's bring ourselves back to our tabletop position here. Root down firmly through your right hand. We're going to take our left fingers to the sky. Open up to the left. Take a full inhale. Exhale, weave that left arm underneath your right. Keep your butt up high here. Taking our twist. And then your choice, you can walk your right fingers to the top of your mat. Or you can even tuck your right hand behind your lower back here. Butt stays up. 2 breaths. 1 more. And then we root that right hand down. Press firmly to open up to the left. Left fingers to the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand down. We find our tabletop. Reset. And then we'll root down through that left hand. Opening up to the right. Right arm up. Take an inhale. Exhale, weave the right arm under, coming down onto your cheek. Keep your hips up. And again, here you can walk your left hand forward. You can tuck your left hand behind your lower back. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And then we'll root that left hand down. Press firmly, open up to the right, right fingers to the sky. And then we'll find an exhale back to our tabletop. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose again. 3 breaths. And then we're just gonna gently come through our tabletop. We're gonna swing our legs around, or you can just turn around. That's totally up to you. Coming onto our butts. Legs go forward and straight. Good, rooting down through both sit bones. Toes are up towards the sky, dignified spine. We'll take an inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold forward, grabbing whatever you can. If you can't get to your feet, that is okay. Two more breaths here. And then we'll bring that torso up. Legs are going to stay straight. Let's bring those arms straight forward. Torso is nice and tall. And then one vertebrae at a time, we're going to slowly come all the way down onto our backs. Take your time getting there. Arms stay straight. Your head is the last thing to hit the mat. Core strength here. Once you arrive on the mat, you can pull your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side. And then we'll place those feet on the floor here. Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Big figure 4 here. And then you can stay here. Or you can draw the knee towards your chest, getting into a little deeper thigh stretch on this side. Finding 2 more breaths. One more. And then we'll come back to start. Place that foot down, unhook the ankle, and then we'll switch sides, finding a big figure 4 shape here. You can stay here if that's enough of a hip opener, or you can draw that knee in towards your chest, getting a little deeper figure 4 stretch. Find your big breath in. Find your big breath out. One more, take an inhale. And exhale. And then place that foot back on the floor, unhook the ankle. And we'll take our arms out either in that cactus shape that we did earlier, or you can bring them straight out to the side, whatever feels better. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let your knees fall to the right, gentle twist on this side. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, knees fall to the left. One more breath here. And then we'll inhale back to center. Let's send those feet straight up towards the sky. So we have a straight line from heels down to your butt. Belly button draws up and in, so we're nice and strong in the core here. And then you can play with flexing or pointing your feet, see what feels good here. A little bit of a simple inversion here, just to switch the blood flow in those legs a little bit. And then if one position feels good, you can keep it. We'll take 3 more breaths. And then we'll gently bend those knees, reaching in between those thighs to grab the ankles, the feet, or the arches for our happy baby pose. Let those knees come nice and wide, gentle hip opener here. You can rock side to side. And then we'll take a few moments here if there's any other postures you would like to take before finishing out our practice today. You can send your legs up overhead if you'd like to. You can take yourself over to the wall and do legs up the wall if you want to. That is up to you. You can bring the bottoms of your feet together, take your knees out to the side. We have a few moments here to find whatever posture feels good for you. So take a few moments. If you'd like another twist to each side, just make sure you do both sides. And then in your own time, whenever you are ready, you can make your way to full Shavasana. Legs will go long out to the width of the mat. You can take up as much space as you'd like to. You can take your arms all the way out to the side if you'd like to. Take your time getting there. Once you arrive in your final resting position for today's practice, take a full breath all the way in. And as you exhale, allow your body to sink into the support of the earth beneath you, finding full Shavasana. Enjoy. Let's take a full breath all the way in here. And a full breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Rolling the wrists and the ankles. And then whenever you feel ready, you can extend your arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. Big full body stretch here. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a great big hug. When you feel ready, you can make your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position, whichever side is preferable to you. And then we'll take a moment in this posture, as we always do, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, using both hands to press you up to a comfortable seat, taking your time getting there. Palms pressed together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, your choice here. And then we'll finish out today's practice with one more round of breath together. Inhale. And exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Yay! Great job, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you every Friday.
Thank you, Courtney.
You're so welcome. Great job.